What do you do in the evening when you don't know what to do? Read a book, play a game, every night is just the same. What do you say if I tell you how to keep from feeling blue? My advice is good to take and it's easier to do. When you're all alone, any old night, and you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, you'll be feeling better soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Look, look, look at the stars above. Look, look, look at those sweeties love. Oh boy, give me a night in June. I mean it, all you got to do any old night when you're feeling out of tune. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. When you make a date any old night, gonna meet your sweetie soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, that's the only place to spoon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Walk, walk, kissing and walk again, talk, talk, kissing and talk again, oh joy, sweethearts are all in tune. I mean it, when it's raining out, stay in a room, but on a lovely night in June, here's what to do, sweetie, and you just get out and get under the moon. If you're with a girl and she is cold, says she doesn't want her spoon, don't you feel blue? Here's what you do, just get out and get under the moon. If you feel a kiss and she gets sore, she'll forget it mighty soon. Don't stop to fret, she'll learn to pet when you get her under the moon. Indoors, there's not a thing to do. In-laws walk in and out on you. Oh boy, sister and brother too. I've tried it, just take my advice. If she is nice, nice as any night in June, just take her hand, she'll understand, and get out and get under the moon.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, believe it or not, look at how normal things look. The clickety clacks are back. James is back in the house.
I am here. What's up, everybody?
Um,
Oh man, we got
tonight's show is going to be a fucking doozy.
we got yeah. Some things are going to be said. Some opinions are going to be placed.
Hey, 13, stick around for a wee bit if you can. All will be revealed tonight.
I got a little bit of a story to tell you guys. Why I've not
Exactly,
been around.
Josh. Yeah. Yeah, the MD has been lying his ass off, though. I'm gonna sit here and eat chocolate from Easter and but anyway, how's opinions? No. No, these aren't gonna be opinions tonight. Hey Reginald, how's your trip?
How's everybody doing? You know, I haven't seen you guys in like a month.
Yeah.
And for good reason.
For very good reason. All will be revealed once we get some folks in here. Hey Mark, all be revealed like Dr. Jimmy's all reviewed for
Is he
Is
still
is
doing
Dr.
those?
James- Yeah, that's is Jimmy still doing that bullshit?
Oh, 13.
Still love the intro music.
I love the Easter thing. That was brilliant, man. That was so good.
Oh yeah, the Easter. Yeah, super. It was nice to see a post with the skeletons. 13 trip was so much fun, and you got to see Area 15, which holy shit, it's already started. We're not 30 seconds into the show.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica. I'm gonna just rightfully say that everybody's very excited to have you back because I didn't have most of these people on the shows I was doing.
Well,
Fucking A.
you know, you got to have sexy voice. That's just the way it goes.
No shit.
Show is just not the same when it's only at 50%.
Oh shit. Here's
Primo.
Mike's video stream of 36.5 pixels.
It was old photos from 2007. That's awesome, though. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun to see.
Yeah.
Very clever.
We'll keep that our little secret. So yeah, we'll let some folks come in. Be sure if you're in right now, stay in for as long as you can. Tonight is going to be a doozy. It will almost inevitably be 1 hour or less, and you'll find out why.
Yeah, the hour's a stretch, but we'll see.
Yeah, people reach 45,000 and growing.
That's awesome. You deserve it, man. You guys definitely deserve it. You should be at 45 million right now.
Reginald says, I got stuck in front of the light tree for about 15 minutes because of how beautiful it was. Thank you for tagging me in that. That is exactly what addressable LEDs will do.
Yeah, that tree was really cool.
Very cool. Lots of money. Not as much money as you think, but lots of money.
Oh, and the way they had it. Yeah, that was... What's up, Ezekiel? How you been, man?
Hey, Ezekiel. Man, thank you for coming in. We got the clickety clack man himself back in here with stories galore.
Oh, stories.
The stories galore.
I'm sure a majority of you can probably tell already what the situation was, but
yeah, actually, I think it's going to be relatively a shocker. Apparently, except for Mark at this point.
Mark knows and Danny knows.
Oh, Danny does know? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I say, since those two people know, I am going to shut up because we have a full house in here, which is brilliant. And I'm going to hand it over to James for story time.
So, as you guys know, I haven't been here since the last stream I was on was St. Patrick's Day. And actually, the following day after that, I woke up like deathly ill. Like I felt so bad. I was coughing like crazy. So I went and got tested for COVID, and of course I got COVID-19. And let me tell you, for people that haven't had it, or think that they know what it's about, you don't know jack shit about it. I have never in my life felt as bad as I did. I didn't have to go to the hospital. I was very close. My oxygen dropped down to actually below 90 for a little while. It was 88, 87, 88. I should have been in the hospital at that point. But I wasn't going to go because I did not want to get put in the hospital. So I fought through it. I still don't have any energy. My lungs are on fire all the time. I can't breathe still. I take 10 steps and I'm completely winded. Even just talking is rather difficult for the most part. No taste, no sense of smell, which is strange because I was okay as far as the taste and smell goes for the first few days, and then I lost it and it came back, and I had it for a couple days, and then it went away again. So I'm back to no taste or smell really. Uh, and I don't go many places, and I don't do a lot of things that would put myself at risk. It's just, I guess it's one of those things where wrong place, the wrong time. So I got it. As soon as I got it, my wife got it. As soon as my wife got it, my oldest daughter got it. So our whole house got it. My youngest had already had it, but she was quarantined in a different area than I was. And she was already, her last day was like the day before I got it. So it was right at the time when she was supposed to be out. So needless to say, everybody has now had it, except for my mother, which is strange because she was actually quarantined with my daughter. And she never got it, and she still hasn't had it. So it makes no sense to me, but I have a theory on what happened. And it was right after Bike Week in Daytona, where all these hundreds of thousands of people were there with no mask. And there aren't people from Florida. There are people that go to Florida for for Bike Week and stuff, and they bring that shit back with them. And somehow somebody got it that I got it. And I mean, it's been pretty close to almost a month now, and I still feel like I got run over by a truck every morning. I get dizzy. My head is just I constantly feel like I'm in a dishwasher and everything is spinning. And it sucks. I don't want anyone to ever have to deal with it. And as bad as I feel daily, there's people that actually are in the hospital that are on ventilators from it. I couldn't even imagine it. I couldn't. I know people like to say it's just a bad cold, or it's like the flu. Well, I've had the flu. I get the flu almost every year. I'm super prone to it. And nothing. Like, this was absolutely nothing like I've ever had. It just wipes you out. It's no joke. So I know everybody's getting their shots and everything is moving in a somewhat better direction, but please, for the love of God, still wear your mask. Protect other people around you, because you may not have any symptoms, and you may give it to somebody like me that it really messes you up. I appreciate it, everybody. I see all your comments. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to focus and talk at the same time. So, it does weird stuff. My kids were okay. They were completely fine. My dad was fine. He's, which is funny because he was probably at more risk than I was. But, it just kind of picks and chooses who it's going to attack and how it's going to attack. But it's not something to play with. And it's definitely, you should take precautions as much as possible. I know the masks are annoying, but they're not as annoying as this shit.
For those folks, just kind of Keith, James, he's been gone because of COVID. So I've been kind of lying. But for anyone that's been following the show, which is most of y'all for almost a year now, James, and I think this is the part that James needs to reiterate and probably isn't thinking about. But I'll let James tell everybody, because he said this on multiple shows, why it was so imperative that he was. I mean, everybody wants to avoid getting COVID, but for James, it was a high imperative that he didn't, because he is in a high risk group.
Yep. And
So
there's there's a billion more people that are higher risk than I am that you know, it just pisses me off to like no end, and it's gotten worse since I've actually been sick. The people that refuse to wear the mask, they're assholes. They're straight assholes. I'm sorry if you're one of those people, but I'm really not, because you're an asshole, and that's how it is. If you can't go out and wear a mask and do the most minimum effort to possibly not give it to somebody else, if you can't do that because you think your freedoms or your whatever the hell it is that's in your brain that says I'm not going to wear a mask because I don't want to, you're just the worst. You're an absolute asshole, and you deserve everything that you get.
And I mean, this is a fairly serious show at the moment, but I 1,000,000,000% concur with James. If you're one of the people that is part of the equation that is masking up and trying to do your part, and in this instance with James, it was the other part of the equation that decided that not to mask up. It's a twofold effort. That's how the protection really works. It's wearing the mask so that you don't give it out if you have it and you're asymptomatic. So we've been saying that now literally religiously on the show for a year. And unfortunately, the test subject for all of this just ended up being James and his family, except Ellen. So it's a much deeper aspect, and I was dropping very mild hints as I was annoying everybody with me being on the show by myself.
Which
I've kept up with.
you've done a wonderful job. I listened to most of all the shows, and I may not have been there to comment, but I was listening.
Thank God you didn't comment, because it'd probably I'd just been like, well, fuck all this. I'm going to flip this table over. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. But so yeah, I'm going to shut up so James can keep, because this is definitely a rant episode of a James Rager.
I don't really have the energy, so it's going to be kind of mild, but
a mild rager.
Yeah. So, just wear the fucking mask. I'm sorry. Just wear the damn thing, keep your hand sanitizer with you. Places like Texas that they're like, we don't have to have masks anymore. They don't understand. I really don't think these people think through the actions that they have. Like, I can understand you saying, well, don't go out, you have to go into public at some point. You have to go to the store. There's certain things that you have to do, and you can take all the precautions you want. But if some jackass walks by you with no mask on and fucking sneezes in your face, it's on you. There's not a lot you can even do about it. Just wear the mask. It helps some people. Honestly, the masks do really good things for some people. They have really bad faces from like the nose down. So it's, having it happen to me pisses me off more now. Like, I've always been a strong proponent of wearing the damn mask and keeping other people safe. And now it's gotten to the point that, like, I want to punch people in the face that aren't wearing masks. Like, it's not just wearing the mask, it's wearing it appropriately, because it does zero good for you to be breathing your snotty ass nose outside of the mask. Like, put the thing on properly, do what you got to do, and then go about your day. It, it's very annoying.
Yeah. And the masks are about, like I said, it does help to try and keep you from getting some of that mask, but the majority of it is from you giving it out.
Yeah, you
Um,
are protecting other people by wearing the mask. So
yeah.
don't tell me to wear the mask, because I'm trying to stay safe. It's like, no, I'm not wearing the mask for me. I'm wearing it for you. So wear your mask for me. Um,
Keith meth mask. Sorry, Keith is, making
yeah, no,
meth mouth.
he's right. It does. Like,
Uh, so it's So this, I'm just gonna let James keep rambling, but I have to, me, I have to put my, it quite honestly thoroughly pissed me off too, to know not just you but the family got it, and knowing full well how much y'all have been protecting yourselves,
mhm.
and wearing the masks just in case you did have it and went out in public and didn't know it. It's just the at this point, without a shadow of a doubt, and we've been saying this anyway, it is an utter lack of respect. You can get masks for free now. They'll hand them out anywhere, community centers. There's no excuse for it. It is just an utter lack of respect. And I will go beyond this, and say that at this point, people who made every excuse under the sun to not wear a mask at the beginning of this, um, I personally hold directly responsible for the people that got excessively sick, who are still long haulers with it, and the unfortunate over 500,000 people so far that have passed away from it. The people that did refuse to wear the masks and try to quail this down to a more manageable level, um, should literally think about their existence and how they, um, helped to propagate, um, um, the mess that we're in right now. And literally, they should feel very they should feel, an enormous amount of remorse. They won't, because they're disrespectful, and then they'll have more excuses how it's not their fault. But
Yep.
um,
And that's it.
this
That's
show is,
the people that, I mean, I hope that it weighs on their conscience after they realize how severe the shit actually was, for all those people that for the first 8 months were like, this is all bull crap. It's all political. I'm sorry, there's nothing political about a worldwide virus. Um, it's just not that narrow of a situation. Uh, so I honestly hope that at some point in their life they come to realize, like, man, I was a piece of shit for 8 months during a pandemic. And all I had to do was simply wear something over my face to keep all those around me as safe as possible. And you're right, they're not going to, because that's just that's how those types of people are.
yep, and it's beyond 8 months. I mean, we're still in the thick of it. We're actually headed for a fourth wave, because people here in the United States, because you still have folks that won't wear masks, and now that's getting worse. It's like everybody in the chat's been saying, they're going here, going there, nobody wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
Look in the polls and everything else. And Keith is right. It's getting to a point where, like, you can't trust anyone. Um, I'm excessively lucky that, and we all talked about the vaccines last show, but I'm excessively lucky that I finally, my gray hair has actually allowed me to get my first Moderna shot, and I'm biting at the bit to get the second one. And of course, we talked about the whole vaccine thing, so I won't reiterate it. Just go back and listen to the show, but which would be the ministry show. But and then there's folks now that have, they've gotten it. James and I were joking that he should be about 110% protected at this point. Is how bad he's felt, but
Yeah, I mean, I could
um,
just go to Transworld now and
Just
What am I worried
lick
about?
the floor. Yeah, lick the floor, lick people, lick the props. See, I do need to. Let's see. I'm surprised that mask art has not taken off. I know there's some people out there. I have seen some beautiful masks. I have seen a lot of Halloween masks. And you're right. But you know what? 13. It's like you could make the most beautiful mask, and then people will still not wear it. Um, we are not out of the thick of this. I know that trans world needs to happen. I just know at this point that the industry is it really rocked hard badly, like thumbs down last year. But I'm really hoping that people that go, I know several haunters who are they're glad they're getting the second shot well before it, and I'm hoping the mask get worn, all that stuff. But Trans World does not need to be a super spreader event, and I'm sure it can be pulled off where it's not. We always joke about Florida. Florida has got to be. We are the capital of the dumb fuckers of the planet right now, and our governor literally is ruling it with the dumb fuck stick of eternity. I swear to God. But we're not alone. I mean, there's
No.
states and states and states here in the U.S. And across the planet. There's places that went back into a lockdown, and they'll probably go into another lockdown weeks after they open back up. This is a human problem. This is just a human disrespect problem. You can't say politics here in the United States, even though it's been just fucked up forever about trying to keep people safe here. It's across the globe. People are just dumb fucking. They're idiots. Not everybody. I mean, the people wearing a mask, but it's insane. The level of disrespect on this planet right now, in regards to the human race and just the stupidity, it's boggling my mind. When I found out that James had COVID, I literally I was like, what the. I swear to God, Echo, if you say one fucking word, I'll kill you. Damn, it works fine until I get on the show. Anyway, it completely. I was speechless. I was actually speechless.
Yeah, I think your reaction to it was actually stronger than mine was. I mean, it could have been because I was literally in a complete daze, and but we we did everything we possibly could. And unfortunately, once it gets in a house, it's so hard, especially with the new strain, which I don't know what we have. I assume it's probably the newer strain, simply because it spread like wildfire. It was instantly an issue. There was no stopping it once. And I know they're realizing now that it's not so much a sanitation issue as it is a ventilation issue. So they're working on ways to improve ventilation in buildings and stuff. So it's going to be a while still, I think, and everybody should continue to, do the right thing. Just be cautious. You don't want to get this, and you don't want to give it to somebody, because I couldn't imagine. And I expect everybody that goes to Trans World to wear a mask. Like, I don't want to see a single picture coming from Trans World with no one wearing a mask, because I will lose complete faith in this entire industry. It's bad enough there's groups of people that are proponents to anti-masking.
Yeah, and I agree with you. 13 says he'd like to say ha to Keith's comment. Well, Keith, I'm hoping that the people at Trans World, they make sure that they keep up with it. There's places. I went to Harbor Freights a couple days ago, and there's a sign the size of my head, which is big, and it says masks are required. Masks are required. It's a private, it's a privately held company. they can do what they want, regardless of what mayors, governors, whoever say.
Mhm.
If Walmart says masks are required, they're required. But you've gotten to this point where so many people are bringing guns into businesses, their fists into businesses, their attitudes into businesses, their bullshit into businesses, and you've had instances where people have workers have said, "Hey, could you please put your mask on?" And they get spit in the face, they get their arms broken, they get shot. Humans as a society really has really just gone to shit in the past year globally.
Yep.
They're really showing how pissant of a species they are. You've got lions and tigers and bears and chimpanzees, all these other thing. Any other species on this planet knows how to do the right thing. Humans, with their higher intellect, are fucking morons. They've become absolutely just. I'm just beyond. It's beyond words for me. Just how disgusting they are. Um, I went to Harbor Freights, and I would say 75% of the people didn't have their masks, but the workers aren't going to say anything because they'll get spit on
Yeah. Or shot
or
or
they'll get
stabbed
or
or
shot. Yeah, over a mask, over something that is required, a requirement, and that's how pathetic we've gotten in general as a species.
And yeah, Texas definitely
Uh,
is not any better.
no,
Everything, because I
Texas,
mean, Texas is no masks. Like,
it and like I said, we basically we hone in on the United States because this is where we live, but it's an issue globally. I mean, I keep up with the Honda industry in other continents, and man, some of the industry leaders over there are just like the hell, literally, like we're in lockdown again. There are businesses that are not going to come back from this, and I'm not just talking about restaurants or anything else. There are haunt attractions that right now are probably wondering, how are we even going to open this year because we made no money last year.
mhm.
Um, it's just aside from the damage it's doing to people, who get it, just the economic damage is. If people think, oh well, vaccines and everything else, no, that's exactly not how it works. Um, Pfizer right now is doing tests on the people that they tested for the vaccine itself, testing the variant vaccine for B117.
Mhm.
If that tells you anything, then it should tell you right there that, well, it's going to be a problem. Moderna will do the same, but Pfizer's one I kept up with. And I agree, Keith. If somebody spit in my face, if somebody spit in my face, I would rip their lower jaw and shove it sideways up their asshole, and they could nibble on the inside of their dick for the
Yep.
rest of their life. I've gotten so tired of people. Um, we're all wanting a really good Halloween this year and a good haunt season and everything else. We are not going in the right direction with it. Again, like we were saying last year, again, we're not going in the right direction. Um, it's really. I guess I'm still amazed at when I found out about James. Anyway, go ahead, James.
I mean, no, it's just feeling the way that I've felt the last, it makes me almost want to support drive-through haunts, even though I know how dangerous and stupid they are. I almost would rather get rear-ended by some scared asshole behind me than to go to a haunt and have somebody sneeze on my neck and then, feel like this for a month or more. Because I mean, my doctor even said they don't know how long my symptoms are gonna last. I haven't been technically, like, I haven't been infectious for probably over a week now. But the lung issues still prevalent. The physical toll it's taking on my body is, it's just as just as bad as day one was.
13 says New Jersey. Everybody seems to be wearing masks. Ezekiel says Australia is entering a no mask phase, and he says they'll probably be in lockdown within weeks, which that doesn't surprise me. Keith, I would totally take an axe handle somebody's kneecaps if. Yep. I just yeah. Um. Uh. Oh shit. Are we back on drive through? Well, it's like James said. I mean, now it I agree with him. Um. And real side note, because I was thinking about this while James was talking just a moment ago. Just to let everybody know, James really has been pretty damn sick, and the deal is this is the first time that I've heard his voice in a month. I've checked on James strategically once a day,
Yep.
making sure things are good and leaving him alone because I know he was not feeling good at all. If he needed me for something, he knew he could get a hold of me. But James is sounding fairly good right now. But I could tell from when I chatted with him the short amounts of time every day to leave him alone just to check on him and the family that he was not feeling good. Like I said, this is the first time that I've actually heard him on audio. Same with y'all in a month. So um, it's like I said, he sounds pretty good now, but
Yeah, and this is, I mean, this is almost a month after, and I know I don't
yeah,
sound like I normally sound. I,
no, yeah,
I can feel it in my head and in my lungs, especially. You may hear me take a random deep breath occasionally, but it's just, uh, it's kind of where I'm at. This point, it's just trying to breathe.
and
But I've got my inhaler and my steroids, and they pump me full of stuff, and it doesn't help.
well, it's got to be doing something. That the same science that's being able to give you all this stuff to try and help. It's the same science that's been telling everybody to just wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Something that simple. And of course, being that this is the anonymous show, everything that we're saying now, and we've been saying on every show for the past year, it's keep yourself safe, keep everybody else safe, because we all really do we all would love to have a perfectly normal haunt season this year. It's not going to happen. We told you it wasn't going to happen last year. We told you for months it wasn't going to happen last year. And as usual, we were right. Um, Unfortunately, nothing has really gotten better. It's an illusion at the moment. It's an illusion of people who are now really denying things. And let's open this up. It's like Ezekiel said. The mask requirements will come down in a few weeks. They'll be in lockdown again.
Mm-hmm.
The United States will never be in lockdown again. That's how stupid we are. That's how fucking stupid we are. We just have governments here that don't want to do the right thing. That much I will blame them for. But it's the human condition that's, I mean, humans in general can mask up without being told. It's
It's one of those things there was like, oh, it's mask fatigue. It's like I don't feel mask fatigue at all. I honestly kind of feel good wearing a mask. It doesn't bother me. It's granted I don't live in a state where it's 100% humidity and 985 degrees all year. But I also don't go outside, so the masks have become such a normal part of a daily life that like it doesn't even bother me.
it doesn't bother me it either. I mean, it's going to be a normal thing for me, regardless, for quite a while. I don't if somebody wants to look at me like, well, you're the only one with a mask, I'm like, well, I'm the only one with a brain too, apparently. So I can't see Ezekiel's comments. Is he on the Facebook? He might be, Keith, but his comments are showing up here in the chat, in the YouTube chat, thanks to James's clickety clacks.
Yeah, all the stuff you
Vegas
guys
is-
haven't had.
Yeah. Oh, we're back to civilization with James's.
Yeah, but you had
clickety clack.
you had good quality streams. Like there was good content.
Well, I appreciate that.
The history like of your house and everything, that was great.
Lord, that's going to become a normal thing, I think. Um, I enjoyed doing it. It was it was actually a lot of fun. I could tell the family ghosts were around me, going like, "What the hell?" Uh, Vegas is kind of hard because the sweat drips and Matthew bringing it. Well, make sure you have live chat on, which is also true. But that's yeah. I will tell you this, and I told James this before. I'm very glad to hear his voice. I'm glad that he is back on. He has at least enough energy to do this. Um, Tonight, he was very adamant about getting back as soon as he could. The mask bothers your nose, but I wear it. Yeah. It's one of those things where it would be great if the common sense of the common populace would prevail. We would be in much better shape.
Yeah.
If it would.
You know, my biggest point is people seem to think that it's nothing because maybe somebody they know has it, and it really was nothing for them. And you can look at it, just my house alone. I'm the only one that got it really bad. That's just how it is. If you're the unlucky person that gets selected to feel like crap, you understand what it feels like. But if you had a cold and you got COVID and that was all that it was just cold symptoms, I can understand you being like, yeah, it's no big deal. But you got to remember, there are people like me, and there's people that are way worse off than I am. That this shit really affects them. So just be a good person. It's not like we need to preach this to you guys, because everybody here knows this. You aren't the people that we're talking about at all. But maybe you know somebody like that.
If you do, punch him in the face for James, because as soon as he goes back outside, he's gonna punch the first. I want to sell tickets to it, because the first person he sees it with no mask, he's gonna punch him. It's gonna be funny.
My mom she was great. She didn't get it at all. She was quarantined with my daughter, who had it, and she was with her for 3 weeks in a room. They didn't leave the room. They only went to the bathroom. It's the only time they ever left the room. And they had their own bathroom to go to. And she was completely fine. Didn't get it at all. I say she was completely fine, but they were going stir crazy because they were literally in my daughter's room. And she was sleeping on a couch in my daughter's room.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But we would drop their food off on the table outside the door. They would open the door after everybody was gone. They'd get their stuff. They'd spray the table off there. Like, you literally could not be any more cautious unless you had like a full respirator suit on. Which, ridiculous, but there was no way in hell we were gonna get it. And I mean, we didn't. But they were already coming out of quarantine when I got sick. So they ended up having to stay in quarantine longer because they were the only ones that, still didn't. Well, my mom didn't have it, but Riley wasn't going to leave. So they ended up staying a little longer. And she has O positive or O negative blood, which they did hypothesize that people with O positive or O negative blood have less of a chance of getting it. So there may actually be a little bit of truth to that, because she 100% should have gotten it, because she was in that room with Riley for 3 weeks. And I mean, they were 15, 20 feet apart. And she didn't get it. So damnedest things, man.
And it's one of those things where you don't want to play that game of Russian roulette. There's some folks that say, well, I'm super healthy. If I get it, I'll be fine. They'll have the antibodies. It's now back when this first started, it was the seniors that they were concerned with. This has been such a bizarre experiment, quote unquote, and people just think, well, the scientists should know exactly. This is a 100-year event, um, and still didn't learn from it apparently from 100 years ago. But it's one of those things where, um, 21-year-olds, 24-year-olds, healthy as could be, great shape, no problems whatsoever. And they get it and they don't do so well. Um, it's just one of those things where it's either a genetic thing or it's just something about whatever the strain you get or whatever. It's not one of those things where you want to take a chance. It's not one of those things where you're like, well, you know what? I don't get the flu. I don't get the cold. I get this. I'll be fine. You possibly won't be fine. And it's just to reiterate that the masks, taking precautions, washing your hands, using the sanitizers, uh, social distancing, everything else. It's just you just don't know. You just don't know. Eh, You just don't know. It's not something to take a chance with right now. It's not. You may get it and be in the absolute wrong end of the spectrum with it, and just be baffled by the fact that what happened, and then be in the extreme wrong end of the spectrum with it.
Hmm.
Uh, we will preach to the end of days, um, the mask wearing and everything else until, if we're very lucky, this gets 100% eliminated. Um, and it may. Even scientists say stuff like this sometimes it just goes through like wildfire, and then this, that, and the other. Next thing, it's gone. But then in a couple years, it just returns with a vengeance. It's just the complacency that has caused so much distress with people.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and my mother is a proponent of the baby aspirin. She takes her
Baby
baby aspirin
aspirin.
every day.
Oh yeah, yeah. I actually, I have these orange flavored chewable ones by Amazon. I take one or two a day myself. I unfortunately like the flavor of them, so maybe that's why I take them. I don't know. They're tasty though. Uh, well, Ellen, I'll tell you, the baby aspirin. I started several months ago with the D3, the vitamin D3. I put my parents on it. Um, because there's a lot of science that says that the D3, and then of course, if you end up in the hospital, sometimes they will literally pump you full of vitamin D3, like amazing amounts of it. So I take, I've been taking a vitamin every day forever. I take a moringa pills, which is high in vitamin D. I take an actual straight vitamin D3 every day for months and months and months now. When it came out that there was some science behind it, it does seem to help. Uh, I see nothing wrong with it. It's kind of like the aspirin. It's a baby aspirin a day, unless you are on blood thinners, then you shouldn't be on it. But, um, well, yeah, I agree. It's not going to hurt. Um, the type O blood, um, that's that I think that's going to go down in history as something that was highly favorable.
Yeah. Thanks for your Jesus 40 packs, Reginald. Do not play and add any time card because it's not going to happen, man.
You may not even get it refunded.
I won't refund it if you play
it. Play anything but an extension. Matter of fact, I don't even know what time is it.
It's time to go.
We can do that. I'm not even worried about going.
What's up, science?
Hey,
no, we can go to top of the hour. I mean, I made it this far. I'm gonna be going to sleep very quickly.
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, Nick, how are you doing? It's good to see you. You've missed 50 minutes worth of James's stories. Mark, I think yeah, I see. If you add a 1 hour, so we'll take the few remaining minutes and lighten the mood up a little bit. Um, uh, but that is uh, that's why I've been lying to all of y'all for a month.
Which I appreciate, and I know that you were
Yeah.
just respecting my privacy with the matter.
Yeah, James and I talked about this. Of course, it was not my, and this is going to sound bad the way I say this. Please don't anyone take this wrong. It's just the way I'm saying it. One, it was not my place to put this information out. In honesty, it was no one's. Uh, it was no one's right to know this information unless it came from James. So don't take that wrong. And I knew that once James got back on the stream, it would be a much more powerful message coming from him anyway. So my white lies were just
Yeah, they were
because
good. No,
I can.
I appreciate it, and I
You're
thank you
welcome.
everybody that's that's wishing me well. I'm getting there. Just take some time. Oh, look at that cool thing. What the hell is that?
Reginald Cornelius
Jesus.
says,
You gotta-
Put it
there
in there.
once was a man from Nantucket. He stopped his toe on a
Streamlit
bucket
card.
and Jason came out and
Oh.
slit his neck,
Oh, holy
flashed his
shit. That
blood
was cool
all
as hell.
over the place. There
just saw
lies
it.
John, who for some reason decided to play the dice.
Nice.
Oh my god. I
Well,
missed the Streamloop cards too.
Of course, my mother knew. She was in on it.
No kidding. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. That's why I've been getting Bizarro singular entity anonymous and ministry streams.
And I will tell you guys now in advance, next month I am scheduled to have surgery. So I will be out for probably a week or so.
What are you looking at, butthead?
Yeah. Now, well, thanks, Mark. I enjoy being a white knight. Well, there's another one.
I like that.
That is pretty cool.
Splash.
So
my surgery
Nick,
date is May 7th.
Okay.
Which is a Friday. So more than likely it's going to be, that Sunday, which would be, I guess, the 9th.
Well, and now that I'm used to what I've done in the past month, I mean, I can instead of just canceling shows, I can come on, or if you feel like at least clicking buttons and then sitting back and relaxing, we'll let y'all know.
Yeah.
One way or another, it'll just be me again, and I'll go get my camera and just point at the dirt or some shit and talk to y'all for an hour.
That's when you do the pizzazz popcorn.
Yeah,
experiment.
That's when we'll see if I catch my kitchen on fire cooking popcorn pizzazz. Nick, I'll fill you in really quick, and it'd probably be good to when you get a chance to listen to the show in its entirety. But James has been gone because he has had COVID.
Yep.
Badly, and so has the family minus Ellen. There you go. There's a Cliff Notes version for it.
Yep. And it's not the flu. So
Yes.
it's so much more sinister than the flu.
Yeah.
Oh, Mother's Day is May 9th.
Oh, on Sunday. Well, I can have one on Monday. We'll figure it out. We got some time.
I mean, I might be okay anyway. I honestly don't know. I doubt it, but there's always the possibility.
Well, fuck it. That's a month away. It's a month away. We'll figure it out. I mean, like I said, we can just either cancel, you'll clickety clack and sit back. Holy crap, that's a shirt. Or I'll just do a single show. Whatever. It's fine. It's just good to have you back here. I'm pretty sure everyone can agree it's good to hear your voice again.
Well, I'm glad to be back. It's a struggle sometimes, but I always enjoy it. It's always fun. and it felt weird not having the ability to be on here.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys for all of your wonderfully kind words and being understanding to the fact that I was slowly dying and couldn't be around.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. And of course, thanks to everyone that put up with me and my shenanigans. It's nice to have Sexy Voice back. Holy Lord. Ranger X. Yeah, I think James doing good. He's here. He's on a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Um,
We're moving forward, and I'll be around.
And my guess is that if James is up to it, we will also be back again for a ministry show on Wednesday.
Yep.
If you're up to it.
I should be good for another one on Wednesday. Should have the rest of my computer components all situated on Thursday. So,
Oh Lord,
yeah.
Lord Jesus, help us all. It's going to be just his chair has dust on it.
It's true. Like I told you, I didn't even.
This is true. This is true.
There was just stuff all over my desk that I had to move around just to get to do the show.
And I'm sitting in my same chair that I'm. But James, I think that to let you go ahead and go to bed because we are almost at the top of the hour. I will wind us down and then let you finish us off. On behalf of myself, thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. I'll let James do it on his behalf because he is fucking here right here, which I'm ecstatic about. Thanks for putting up with my shenanigans. Like I said, we are going to go ahead and wind this down. It's brilliant to have you all on here and brilliant to be able to see your chat in its normal place where I can just sit back and relax. But I will do this once again. Maybe tonight's show will very excessively hit home the importance of mask wearing and social distancing and everything else. Let's not have another round of last year's haunt season. That would piss me the fuck off, and I would just start bitch slapping everyone everywhere. I just don't know why. But I'm going to let myself go so that I can hand it over to James. I've been waiting to say that for a good month. Thank you so much for being here. Be kind to each other, and I'm going to shift it over to James.
Yeah, I don't even remember how to do this, man. It's been so long. I mean, but seriously, thank you guys. You're all wonderful for being here and being smart and having common sense. Always wear your mask. I don't care what the stupid haunt clowns say. Wear a mask. If you're confronted by a haunt clown that tells you not to wear a mask, just give them a boot up the ass because nobody needs that shit. But for real, don't cave. Wear your masks. Keep people safe. Because next time it might be more serious, and who knows. So that's all I got. I'm kind of struggling.
That's all good. James, it's good to have you back, man.
Thank you.
We'll chat for about 30 seconds after this, like we normally do. But you rest. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again. We'll get back to it. Haunt news and all. Ministry. We'll see you there. Be kind to each other. Wear your masks and stay safe. Thanks, everybody.